You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop, prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No, you can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. So, there's something down inside of you that says, you gotta go do this. I was born to be this person. Let's go do it, right? You want to face your passion, if you will? But you're not. Why is that? Let's talk about that today.
I need a boost. I need a daily boost. I need a boost. I need a daily boost.
It is the Daily Boost. From motivationtomove.com, my name is Scott Smith. Good to have you here. Thanks for stopping into the podcast today. All over the place. We've been just everywhere. Apple Podcasts and Spotify and iHeart. And y'all, Spotify people need to get on it because we don't have that many people on Spotify. It's like really, frankly, about 15% of what we do. Apple's big, but you know something? Y'all use Player FM? I met the guys from Player at a conference a ways back. We have a huge following on Player FM. I don't even know what it is. Not really. But I'm glad to have you today. And we are doing the recording on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and search for Daily Boost Podcast, or you can go to dailyboostpodcast.com/YouTube and it'll take you right there. And you're going to see a whole bunch of videos where I had a beard, but maybe I was hungover one day and I did it anyway, when I was fat, when I was skinny, when I had brown hair, middle hair, bad color. And even and today, which is no color, I am the post-color. I'm not quite a silver fox yet, but I'm working on it. So go to YouTube, okay? dailyboostpodcast.com/YouTube. I'm sorry about that. All right. So how do you get to where you want to go? How do you get from here to there? How do you do that? That's kind of the thing. Most people tell me, whenever I talk to them, I'll say, dude, just tell me how to do it. That's it. Yeah, in the beginning, it was like, give me clarity, please. Well, once you go down the clarity road, I freaking know what I want now. I just don't know how to get it, right? Is that true to you? Raise your hand and say, hallelujah. You better believe it is. Most people just want the map, tell me how to get it. So I spend a lot of my time with maps. That's kind of what I do. And it's awesome. How do you get from here to where you want to go? That is a question that I think most people at some point are going to ask, particularly when you have big adventures in your life that you want to do. So what you need is a damn bridge. Honestly, that's what you need. Let me tell you a story, and I'll color this thing up for you a little bit. Many of you have heard this story before, but it's just so true. A few years ago, I was out in, is it Nevada, where the Hoover Dam is? I've been to the Hoover Dam several times now because the Hoover Dam is between Las Vegas and the Grand Canyon. I like the Grand Canyon. I like it more than Las Vegas, but you fly in, you drive, boom, you go to the Hoover Dam. And I always stop. And is it just me, am I the only one who stops on the Hoover Dam? And because I watched all the documentaries, I wonder how many people are actually buried in the Hoover Dam. Is it just me? I don't know. Anyway, I'm on the top of the Hoover Dam. It's pretty awe-inspiring. It's pretty cool. It's what an engineering miracle it's there. And Lake Mead, even though basically Lake Mead is absolutely gorgeous, but every time I go there, it's like, whoa, where'd all the water go? That's in one direction. The other direction is the Colorado River. And I say, whoa, where'd all the water go? I don't know. But I'm standing on one of the biggest engineering marvels in history. But something at the time was more exciting. That was the new bridge that was happening high above the canyon. And my first thought when I saw this new bridge going up, now this has been about, last time I was there, it's been a long time ago, been 15, 18 years, something like that. They were building a bypass to the bridge, which made total sense to me. It's like, why didn't they think about this before? It's like, I'm going to build this big old bridge and put like billions and billions of gallons of water behind it. And if it breaks, it's going to ruin a bunch of people's days. And then we let a bunch of cars and semi-trucks drive across the top of it. It just made no sense. But I grew up in the 70s. I mean, most of what we did in the 70s made no sense. Lawn darts and clackers. We'll start with that. And you can figure that out if you haven't been there before. So I like the new bridge. Construction was well underway, and I couldn't help but notice how the process was the same for what I wanted to get in life. And it was me at the time, because I think about you when I'm out there, but typically I'm thinking about how do I get here from here to there, right? So I'm looking up there and go, oh, look at that. There is a foundation over there, and then they build this bridge, and you end up on the other side. That was kind of a cool way to go. Evel Knievel tried it on the Snake River Canyon back in the 70s as well, another reference to the 70s. It didn't work because he didn't have a bridge. But I looked at that. It just made sense to me that you'd have to build a bridge in life to get what you wanted. So I started kind of applying it to what I was teaching. And here's the thing. When I talk about facing your passion, what I believe is this. You want something new, and you're just kind of stumbling and bumbling along. I know a lot of people say to me, Scott, that's not how it works. Nope, we have a plan. This is what we do. God has a plan for us. That's what we're doing. I agree. God's got a plan for you, but he gave you free will. He's like, here's the big plan. Here's the secret. Not going to tell you what it is or when it's going to happen. Y'all get out there and have some fun. Telling you. Did God have an accent like that? Not really sure exactly, but we stumble and bumble along. It's what we do. Then you find something that gets your interest. And you find you're into it. For me, it was motorcycles. It's flying airplanes. It's my wife. I didn't find my kids. Found my wife. That got my interest. I got my kids. Crazy how that works. Scuba diving did the same way. You find something, it gets your interest. This podcast thing I do these days that I've been doing now 20 years. I didn't know I was going to do a podcast. I didn't know a podcast existed. I just bumbled and stumbled into it via Google search. I said, I can do that. Maybe I'll do it. Here I am. Yeah, I know it was a big grandiose plan. Scott, what was your master plan for becoming massively successful as a podcaster? Google search? We get our passion. We build interest. We find purpose in what we do. Over time, if you're in my world, we've had a big impact that gives me meaning. And when I die someday, there'll be a legacy of what I've done. Don't know what you're going to say, but I hope it's at least halfway decent. He was funny, and he said some cool stuff.
Marvel Television's Wonder Man, an 8-episode series, now streaming on Disney+.
A superhero remake, not exactly what we'd expect from an Oscar-winning director.
Action! Simon Williams, audition for Wonder Man.
I'm gonna need you to sign this, assuming you don't have superpowers.
I'll never work again if anyone found out.
My lips are sealed.
Marvel Television's Wonder Man. All 8 episodes now streaming, only on Disney+.
See, if you're building something in your life, you're basically crossing a canyon. You're crossing a river, right? And if you don't do it right, you're going to fall into that river. It's not going to be good. So the key to building anything we want is to build a couple of foundations and to build the span. So in my world, we used to call it build the present foundation, build the future foundation. That's where it started. And then one day, just out of the blue, because I'm this kind of guy, I said, dudes, you need to build a peaceful base. And the reason I said you need to build a peaceful base is because most people were freaking out. Let me tell you what freaking out means. It means that most people come to me for coaching or some kind of advisory category, whatever we're doing, and their life is maybe messy. Everybody's life is a little messy, right? They're trying to figure stuff out now, today, right? Or maybe they have set their plan to the future and it's not working out. They're like, well, that's messy. Or maybe they've decided where they are, and now they're going across the bridge and something's messy there. So we're trying to figure it out. And lots of times, if I'm really being honest, it's money. People get all excited and they don't settle themselves, they don't have the bills paid, they don't have their home, they don't have their relationships good, they don't have all this stuff good, they don't have a peaceful base to work from. So what I'm always saying is, okay, first place we start, we build the first foundation from here to where we want to go. We make sure we have a peaceful base here today. That's what we do. We feel good about it. We're ready to go. We're strong. And then I say, okay, where do you want to go? Well, we're not going to build a future peaceful base today. You're not in the future yet, but we're at least going to begin to build it, which means we're going to take some classes, get some certifications, expand our network, all these things I talk about all the time. We're going to get to the point that we at least somewhat know where we're going. And when I say somewhat, consider it a draft. You're not going to know exactly where you're going, what you're going to do. Why? Because you haven't started it yet. I am not arrogant enough to think that I can head off in a direction of doing something I've never done before and know exactly how I'm going to get there and what it's going to be when I get there. I'm smart enough and wisdom has been invading my body long enough to know that I'm stupid. We all are, because we've never been there before. And if anybody ever tells you what it's going to be like exactly, and they haven't done it exactly themselves, run away and take your credit card with you, okay? So the goal is this. The goal is to do everything in your power to build your peaceful present base, everything in your power to draft out a peaceful present, pleasant future. That's what you want to do. And then in between, consider the bridge, your roadmap, your plan, your framework. It's hard to get a framework to work if you don't know where you're going or you're uncomfortable today. How many times have you done this? And just be honest. Think about this for a moment. How many times have you known you're kind of on the edge and you're Googling one night and you got this idea, maybe you need to make some more money and you find this thing and you spend some money to go figure out how to make the money. But the truth is you spend your last money on a credit card and you got to make $1 billion in 30 days or it's not going to work for you. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's impossible to work. You don't have a peaceful base. So you need to build a strong base, understand to the best of your ability what a strong, peaceful future base is. Again, it's a draft. It's going to change. And then construct a roadmap, steps, a framework that will begin to get you closer to where you want to go. That's all there is to it. It fails in every other case. So if we can take a breath and do that, life is good. See you on Apple, see you on Spotify, see you on iHeart. And all over the place, wherever you find me, I will be, okay? If I can help you, if I resonate with you, just send a note to Scott@motivationtomove.com. All kinds of coaching. Got a couple openings right now, as a matter of fact. Looking for a couple of cool people, all right? So let me know if I can help. Just send me a note, all right? Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday.